A team of researchers found a few pieces of wood sunk under the soil from the equivalent of the Great Wall of China. The surprising thing was not only that these pieces of wood were 2,000 years old, but surprisingly, something was clearly written on them in Chinese language. Millions of people come here every year outside Beijing, the capital of China, to be surprised because it is the Great Wall of China, and it is considered to be the largest structure made by man. This wall is so big that neither a drone can be used to see it together, nor can it be completed by any plane. Rather, there is only one way to see the entire wall together, and that is a satellite rotating in outer space 500 kilometers from the ground, from where its photo can be captured. Only a few lucky people are present crossing this entire wall on foot. 3 friends crossed this entire wall in 1984, and they spent 17 months in this entire mission. It had taken 510 days. Somewhere this wall passes through the peaks of high mountains, somewhere it has been built in the creepy forest, and somewhere it has been built in the fire-raining desert. This wall, as high as a double-story house, up to 20 feet wide and spread for thousands of miles, which took 510 days to cross only on foot. How much effort must have gone into making it? Really for me to guess, and it is very difficult for you after all. What was the need for such a big wall? Who were those people who completed such a difficult challenge even in that period and even after many centuries? What secrets are this wall spread for thousands of miles? These were questions that used to be very difficult to answer, but as technology advanced, the veil was lifted from the top of this magnificent wall. In the mountains of Jinshanling, 100 kilometers away from Beijing, lies a section of the Great Wall that remains in its original condition. This means that the wall at this location is still the same as it was when it was built many centuries ago. According to satellite data, this wall traverses high mountains from Jinshanling, and every 100 feet along it, there are large watchtowers. To make each watchtower well ventilated, large windows have been built into them, and each can accommodate at least 50 people. Experts say that around 25,000 such watchtowers have been counted along the entire length of the wall, which were constructed during the reign of the Ming Dynasty in China. This section of the wall and the watchtowers are about 650 years old today. Experts also noticed large holes in the wall between these watchtowers, which appear to have been made during the wall's construction. But what was the ultimate purpose of these holes? Experts believe that these embrasures would have been used in the event of an attack on the wall. Soldiers standing on the wall used to throw large fireballs from here, upon seeing which the enemy did not dare to climb up. This means that this wall was not just a wall, but it used to be a complete military defense system. But who was this enemy that posed such a great threat to the Ming army? Satellite data revealed that there are dense forests to the north of this wall where the Mongols lived at that time. For many centuries, these Mongols used to come to China to loot and set fire to the settlements here. The people of China had become very distressed due to the looting by the Mongols that occurred every day. And for this reason, the Ming Dynasty erected a wall here so that the Mongols could not enter inside China. A large part of this wall is built on such terrain where it is very difficult for humans to go. This is why experts are surprised that it was necessary to know how such large stones would have been transported to a place that is so dangerous for humans to reach. To find out, it was crucial to make a 3D model of the entire wall with the help of a drone. When drone footage was used, all the secrets were revealed one by one. Yes, in the 3D model created with the help of a drone footage, something was seen at the base of the wall that surprised the experts. It was observed that secret doors were also placed at the bottom of the wall. It seemed that these doors were made for a special mission. Experts could no longer understand why these doors, especially ones that were completely hidden in the mountains, were kept in the wall if it was built to defend against the Mongols. More than 50 such doors had been found in this section of the wall alone. Experts speculated that perhaps the Ming army soldiers would have come out of these doors disguised as Mongols and infiltrated their ranks to spy on them. However, there was something else besides these secret doors that forced the researchers to ponder further. Experts also discovered a secret tunnel here with the help of drone footage. Looking at the entry point of this secret tunnel, it seemed quite different from other doors, likely because it was forcibly broken through. Upon further investigation, it was proven that this tunnel was not broken from the outside, but rather from inside the wall. But why? When secret doors were already present here, why was the wall broken from the inside at this particular point? Researchers believe that because this tunnel was specially built during the wall's construction, its purpose was known to them from the beginning. That purpose was to allow Ming army soldiers to break through this tunnel and attack the Mongols from behind if they ever assaulted the wall in a dire situation. It was just one broken tunnel that happened to be captured in the drone footage. Countless similar tunnels likely still exist within the Great Wall of China. This raises the question of just how far this wall extends, and if such an advanced defense system was built, where might its headquarters be located? When experts tracked the Great Wall using satellite data, they found that it extended from eastern China, traversing high mountain ranges all the way to the Gobi Desert in China. This entire wall was built by the Ming dynasty 650 years ago, and you'll be amazed to learn its length. The wall stretches for an incredible 8,850 kilometers. That's equivalent to 7 round trips between New Delhi and Mumbai, or from Lahore to Karachi. One part of the Great Wall of China ends in the sea, while its starting point is in the Gobi Desert, where a magnificent fortress stands. Experts believe this fortress is much larger than the watchtowers seen along the wall and may have served as the Ming army's headquarters. Along this ancient wall, researchers discovered strange, broken structures made of clay. Their purpose was initially unclear, but then some evidence emerged that helped solve the mystery for the research team. Surprisingly, along with the old wall, researchers also found some pieces of wood on which something was written in the Chinese language. These pieces of wood, buried in the desert sand, were more than 2,000 years old and very well preserved, allowing the writing to be read clearly. When these wooden pieces were shown to a Chinese expert, it was revealed that they belonged to a military commander and had some instructions written on them. It was written that when the Hans come to attack, flags should be raised on all the watchtowers, and if an attack occurs at night, the watchtowers should be set on fire. The Hans ruled these areas 2,200 years ago, and their warriors were considered even more dangerous than the Mongols. Not only that, but the method of indicating the number of enemies was also written on these wooden pieces, meaning if 1,000 horsemen were approaching near the border, then a special signal would be given to alert everyone. Only after learning this did the experts and researchers realize that these bizarre structures were actually watchtowers from 2,000 years ago, which were interconnected even in that era. In the event of a nighttime attack, these watchtowers built along the wall would present a scene like this. Along with this ancient wall stretching for thousands of miles, researchers also found evidence proving that this wall was built not only to protect the border, but also to safeguard the Silk Route. The Silk Route was used for trade in ancient times, linking China to eastern and western countries. This route was primarily used for silk trade, which is why it was called the Silk Route. China placed great importance on this route because its economy depended heavily on the Silk Route, and that is why China had to secure the Silk Route at all costs. According to experts, the length of this ancient wall is 12,000 kilometers, which is considerably longer than the wall built by the Ming dynasty. In fact, if all of China's walls were connected end to end, their total length would be 21,000 kilometers. And if all these walls were stretched out, it would be more than half. According to a new report, a significant portion of the Great Wall of China could be at risk of disappearing. Sadly, about 40% of the structure has already crumbled and vanished. It's also worth noting that during the construction of just the Ming dynasty section of the wall, approximately 400,000 people lost their lives. It's believed that the people who built this wall were often forced to work as a form of punishment. Some historians even suggest that workers who died during construction were buried within the wall itself. We hope you'll like and share, and we greatly appreciate your kind comments. Stay tuned for our next fascinating video.